Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to be reviewing the Nightfox Prowl 2. Full transparency, Nightfox reached out to me and asked me to review this product. They sent it to me for free, so I did not pay for this product, just so everyone is aware. That does not, however, change my opinions or some of the information that I'm going to be going over in this video. Let's talk about what's included in the box. You get the Nightfox Prowl 2, you get the dovetail adapter, you get a little cheat sheet, instruction manual, little lanyard in case you just want to use this as a spotting scope or you're out looking for wildlife or looking at the stars. You get 2 lenses for fisheye and a wider field of view, and you get a head strap as well to use it for hands-free night vision capabilities. Let's go over a few of the features that you get with the Nightfox Prowl 2. It does have stowaway detection, so when you flip it up, it will automatically turn off to save the battery. One of the features of the new Nightfox Prowl 2 is this removable battery here. You can pick up a secondary if you want a longer battery life. The battery life under night vision is about 4 hours, maybe a little bit more than that. Versus the original Prowl, they have upgraded the waterproofing feature, which is always nice. If you're out in the rain, you don't really have to worry. They also updated this little cover here that covers the SD card and the charger. You can now charge this while you're using it by opening up this little flap here, which is a neat way to extend your battery life under night vision. Similar to the original Prowl, you do have a sacrificial lens up here that is removable and replaceable, which is great for airsofters because you never know when you're gonna take a BB to the front. This time they did switch up the front options where you can change your angle. So they included 2 separate lenses for the front. Now you can change the field of view. They have a fisheye lens, and then they have a lens that's 70 degrees as well. Now, keep in mind, when you put these lenses on, you screw them in by removing that little back cover there. You screw them into the front, take off the rubber. You cannot get the sacrificial lens to stay with those on. So anybody playing airsoft with these, you're gonna have to be fine with the standard lens, which is 55 degrees, and that should be more than enough considering PVS 14s are usually 40-degree lens. Let's go into the construction. It's plastic. It actually feels like solid materials. It does come with the dovetail adapter and mounts, so you can mount it to your helmet easily. You can change the focus of the little diopter back here if you're needing to see further away or close up. It does include digital zoom, so that's always nice if you're out spotting or you're trying to look at wildlife or you're just out walking your dog and you don't want to be eaten by a bear. One noticeable aspect I will say that they've included in this, there is a 60 FPS optic in here. So there is very, very limited delay in the image that you see through the tube, and it makes navigating in the dark a lot easier. The buttons on the top, they're very tactile, much like the original Prowl, easy to navigate even with gloves on in the dark. There's only 6 here, so it's fairly easy to understand the menu. It does come with this little quick card to show you the buttons. You can keep this on you as you're learning to use the device at night. Some of the features that I found really nice, there's different color night modes. I'll have a little video play where you can see the different variations, but I think that's a great feature to have on a digital device because you can't get that with a standard PVS 14. Overall, I think they did quite a few things well with the Nightfox Prowl 2. Obviously, the optic that they have in there is a massive upgrade. This thing works phenomenal right out of the box. You can see in different nighttime modes, and it's crystal clear quality. You have the digital zoom. This thing is amazing for scouting. Some of the things they continue to do right, the tactile buttons, the dovetail mount fits securely in a Wilcox style NVG shroud, and the sacrificial lens is always nice. You don't get that shot out. It does come with 2 IR floods in here. You have one at 850 nanometers and the other at 940 nanometers. Nightfox continues to upgrade their devices. It's been 2 years since the other Prowl came out, and by far, as far as the actual night vision capabilities, this is leaps and bounds ahead of the Prowl, the original Prowl. There was some latency issues. You had to do some firmware updates to get it to work pretty decently. And in the end, they did make it run very good. And the price point was very competitive. Now, the price point on this one is retail for $250. And I have to say, for $250, this is a great bang for buck. Night vision, if you want to get into it and you're not looking to go digital, you're going to spend $2,500 to $3,500 pretty easily on a monocular. If you want to get into the night vision game and you don't have a crazy large budget, this is a great way to get your foot in the door, get used to running night vision, and it comes in at a very competitive price point. Now, I want to go over some of the features that aren't ideal. Some of the drawbacks that I noticed when I was out at the range using this with Real Steel. The overall profile of this bottom section here makes passive aiming really challenging. You need a significant riser on your optic in order to do passive aiming, or in my situation, you need an IR laser and IR light that is separate from this unit. If you try to use the IR lights on here while using Real Steel, it's just going to reflect off your optic and you're not going to be able to see anything because it's going to be washed out. So future generations of this product, I would like to see it more streamlined, a little less tall. I did like the profile of the Prowl 1 better than the profile of this, but this is significantly more advanced than the original Prowl. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You take a little bit larger profile, but you need to have your passive aiming set up correctly in order to make this thing useful at night while shooting Real Steel. One of the other drawbacks is the fact that you can only use the sacrificial lens with the standard eye that comes with it. You can't use it with the fisheye or the wide lens. Not the biggest deal in the world because the field of view is still really decent, but just something to note. At this price point of $250, it's going to be really hard to find a digital that works as well as this one. Is super smooth. The latency is barely noticeable, and it has recording capabilities. This thing can record at 720 and 60 FPS or at 1080 and 30 FPS. If you're just using this for scouting or wildlife observation, you can record and share it with your friends or family as well. So that's always a nice feature to have out of the box. The video quality that you guys are going to see on the screen from the recording is nowhere near as crisp as what you get when you look down this lens here at night. So just keep that in mind. It's not able to record as crisp as you are going to be able to see and use it to navigate around your area at night. Note to Nightfox for future generations. Again, I'd love to see this in a smaller profile. I'm not going to throw out any similar brand names here, but it seems like the length is okay. It seems to be manageable with a good counterweight on your helmet, but this overall profile of how tall it is, I would love to see that a little bit shorter. I know some people probably appreciate this removable battery. I didn't really mind not having it removable, but that's all personal preference. My experience using this with airsoft to date, I have not been able to get out there. I have, however, been able to use it with Real Steel. I got a little bit of footage, full transparency. I did have a little technical issue and I had to reset the device. Something happened with the auto off and I just didn't know how to fix it out on the field in the dark at the time. I reached out to Nightfox and they walked me through it, so no more issues there. You can disable the auto on and auto off feature in the menu, and I have done that. That's going to do it for my review of the Nightfox Prowl 2.
Overall, I think it's a great bang for buck. Coming in at $250, you can get your foot in the door with night vision. It's going to excel in the airsoft environment for sure. And you can also record, which is a great way to share some of your experiences with your friends and family. Take care and thanks for watching.